Hey guys, Stealth here, and welcome to the Second Korean War with Ashen Shadows. I'm live on stream, although you might not be watching this video live. In which case, welcome to the video. Ashen Shadows is a mod that vastly changes Wargame Red Dragon. Wargame ends at about in 2005 in the standard vanilla version of it, but with Ashen Shadows that gets massively changed. Which means that in the Second Korean War playthrough you're going to be seeing very different units. Very much more powerful weaponry, changed battle groups which might won't work properly, and more of these silly incidents. I'm going to be streaming this, which means that you could see chat on the left-hand side of the screen. If you want to join in, then by all means try to jump on the next stream, as I will not be doing this in one go. Alright, let's get started. If you are familiar with the Second Korean War, then you know what's coming. I'm going to be skipping over these tutorial or these cinematic videos because I think we've pretty much all seen these. The USS Enterprise is under attack. It always happens at the start of the campaign. It's probably an Alpha class submarine. Interestingly, the Alpha hit them with the torpedo, but the rest of the Russian Navy is bearing down on them. Special rule, the Enterprise cannot escape. It will be destroyed in case of total defeat. Now, we have a couple of ships escorting it, but the Russians are pushing hard everywhere. So the plan is to save the Enterprise. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of points to do that with. Starting point's 1150. Their starting point 1600. They have Type 23 frigates. Now, again, all units have been changed. So the Type 23 frigates have the Exocet missile. The improved Krivac have Onyx missiles with a range of 12 kilometers. They also have the Redoute, which is a fire and forget anti-air/missile defense, 5.4 kilometer range against airplanes. And missiles, of course. Now you could argue that these two ships are very dangerous, but I don't think that they're the most difficult part, because they also have Comars. These things are sort of swarm ships. They are there to get in, drop off those termite missiles and get out. And the problem that I particularly have with them is that they are riverine craft. Which means that, since they have the river tag, I cannot target them with anti-ship missiles. The only missiles that can actually hit these things are AGGMs. And of course usual gunfire, if they get close enough. The other units are the Torrential 3s, and these are particularly annoying. Fortunately, I can hit them with the anti-ship missiles because they're classed as coasters, which means they're vulnerable. They have 4 Onyx missiles per ship. We have 40 Strela 3s, which fortunately for me do not carry the def tag, so they cannot be used in a defensive role. But you could argue that they don't even need to, because their CWIS is good. 6 Munos to keep everything supplied, and the Su-27K to make sure that they can keep airborne threats on my forces. And as you can see, the R-77 now has a range of 8.2 kilometers. My forces. 6 Nimrods. These are SH-60B Nimrods. They are scouting helicopters, they have very good optics, and these things can be used against the Comars. With those Nimrod missiles, they do 29 points of damage. Unfortunately, that's not just enough, because the Comars have 30 strength. Now they can shoot at helicopters at a range of 2,800 meters. The Nimrods can fire at 3.5, so I should be able to intercept and kill off the Comars before they pose a threat. I also have the F-14D Tomcat ATFs, 4 AIM-54 Phoenix long-range missiles, 13.1 click range, 9 HE, 55% accuracy, 60% ECM. These are expensive jets, but they're also very good at staying alive. 8 Independence-class ships, 16 harpoons per ship. That's a hell of a lot. Medium CWIS, but 60% ECM. And they have the Block V, which allows them to fire missiles at incoming missiles. Now note how the cost for these ships is fairly low at 75 points. That means with my starting budget of 1150 I can buy all of them. I also have the Chamsuri, which really has not been changed that much. The Anzac, which used to be a Congo. 8 harpoon missiles at a range of 8.7. And the same goes for these, 8.7. So you might see the problem here. My range is 8.7. Their range is either 7 or 12. The Skjold, fortunately, have slightly better range, but they are completely defenseless. They have no sea whiz. They do have medium stealth, so they're slightly harder to see. But if they get detected, then they're going to get attacked, because they have coaster class shipping. So this means that they're again vulnerable to ship-to-ship missiles. LCUs and a couple of Super Hornets. Range 9.1 kilometers, 6 MRAM missiles at a range of 8.4, which means that I'm going to be in range with the MRAMs at the same time as the Su-27Ks. Oh, and the one unit I haven't mentioned is the MiG-31BM. 60% ECM with a range of 14,000 meters. These things are equaling or slightly overreaching the Tomcat with 13.1 versus 14. Now my plan over here is to capture as many sectors as possible and try to make sure that these things come in one big wave. And because of doing so, they can be taken out with fewer ship missiles than normal. If I lose this battle group, however, I'm also going to lose all possibility of reinforcement. Because the Enterprise carries some really, really nice jets, and I would love to keep those things around. It does make it risky, though. Because I'm going to have to spread out my forces across Delta, Charlie, Lima, and Juliet. My ships generally cannot pass through here. Maybe... no, not even the Skjolds can. So with that, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. So this could go well, or it's going to go horribly, horribly wrong. Let's just see which it turns out to be. The one good thing is, I have so many points. And with that, I can spend quite loosely on ships. Let me swing over one of these independencies to here. Get a little bit more points. Chamseries, defending this particular group. I want an LCU in there, because if it's not there at the start, then it's going to be very hard to get it in. Its maneuvering ability over here is very limited. It is classed as a river, so it could make this little passage. But in the meanwhile, it is going to take damage, of course. Yes, this is a mod for Filthy Amateur. This is Ash and Shadows. Now, important is going to be reconnaissance. I want to see where the enemy is, and I want to preferably take those things down as quickly as possible. So my Nimrods, in groups of 2, are going to be scouting. One over here, one over there, and a hunter-killer group of potentially 4 of these birds are going to be operating on the side. This Indy is going to sit over there. Here it goes. You can see they immediately spawn in ships. That looks like one of those escorts. There's an improved Krivac. Look at the hit points on that thing. 125. Don't fire without my explicit order. Indy's over there. Not you just yet. Do not fire harpoon missiles without my express say-so. I want to micromanage those things. This Nimrod goes over here. I have a lot of income, so let's use it. Now, the Krivac has a helicopter range of 3.5, so I need to be very, very careful with these things. Because they have the same range, and they don't do enough damage. The Krivacs, however, might... no, not the Krivacs. The Komars might try to squeeze through here. With that, they can easily overwhelm my position. Yeah, it's a Torrential 3. Torrentials are pretty easy to kill, considering that they cannot do much against the Nimrods. But they have 65 hit points, so I'd need to hit them a few times. Let's get a Super Hornet on standby. I want this guy to keep an eye out here. Now the AI is usually a little passive. It's just the way that it plays the game. And as far as I'm concerned, that's perfectly fine, because I rather like them to be not too aggressive from the start, so I can get some more forces in. I will try to get the Skjolds, but I need to either swarm them or not use them at all. So that's why I'm not deploying them just yet. I'm currently saving up for another Super Hornet. Alright, all the Nimrods. What are you? You're a Helo. Okay. Let's get that second Super Hornet in. The Super Hornets fire 2 harpoons, which definitely does a lot of damage if they hit, and their chances to hit are good, but they have to penetrate Seawiz. And that's not an easy thing to do. Oh, damn. Here come all the Type 23s. Type 23 frigates have medium sea whiz, so I might be able to take them. Their range against helos is not enough. I think I'm going to need these things over here. Here come the 2 Krivacs. These things are very good at shooting down missiles. Alright, we have the 3rd Super Hornet. I might be able to overwhelm the lead Krivac. It's a big if. But my chances are currently best if they're not too clustered. Alright, Hornets, go get them. Try not to get your asses shot down. Here we go. Missiles out. Good swarm. Could kill him. Yep, that's 1 Krivac less. They try to fire back with 1 missile, but not actually succeeding in it. Okay. Time to start swarming with the Skjolds. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Nimrod is not an anti-ship missile, meaning it's not going to get intercepted. However, the Krivacs have their range. 3.5. Uh-oh. Oh, you shot down a helo? What was that?
It will be an honor.
Thanks for the follow. I think he actually fired at the helo, but didn't actually kill it. That must have been a hell of a lot of hit points on that helicopter then. Okay. Let's get some more Skjolds in. There's another helo. AI is getting a little too aggressive. Usually they micromanage these things to perfection. But right now, they're getting a little too aggressive. There we go. That's another... What was that, a helo? That's an expensive helicopter for 70 points. Damn. See, this one's being micromanaged to perfection. Oh, damn. The tarantulas are here. These things are classed as coasters, so they might stop here, but they cannot move through here, but they can fire through the area. If they really want to. Oh, this could be a problem. Uh-oh. Jesus. There goes an Independence. There goes a Skjold. They're firing at the Skjolds, guys. Get out of here. Skjold returns fire with 1 missile, which naturally immediately gets intercepted, and the Skjold dies. Come on, could we please shoot down this helicopter, because it is spotting everything. Just lost another Skjold. Here comes the first Type 23. He loses his radar antenna. Ships with radar antennas, or without radar antennas, are not good at defeating enemy missiles. So, that's a hit. And a lot of damage. Alright, here come the tarantulas. With a couple of Type 23s in tow. Turn the weapons on. Free to fire. Intercept those missiles, guys. Come on. Now these guys are all backing each other up. That's a bit of a problem. Yep, I just lost another... Oh, I lost my LCU. It's potentially even worse. Okay, so my missiles apparently are getting intercepted. I just lost another Independence. Killed 1 of the tarantulas. Time to bring in the other ships. Time to bring in some LCUs to resupply the helos. Over here, please. I just lost another Independence. Yeah, the Indies are all going to go down here. Leaving me with an Independence, an Anzac, and the Independencies over here. That's a little low. Okay, oh, here come the missiles. Oh, damn, those are fast in this mod. Jeez, I forgot about those. That extreme speed. Okay, they took out Delta. They took out 4 Independence class ships. I cannot lose too many points or I'm going to lose this battle. Type 23s are command ships. They're not that good at defeating enemy missiles. Oh, he's trying it again. Anzac, you're up. That was rather close. Here come the tarantulas. Flight 1 is ready. Time to go and hit this Type 23 over here. Flight 1, by the way. is my designation for my 3 Super Hornets. Looks like the Anzac's going to go down. Or at least, they're definitely angling for it. Missiles out. Type 23 is down. He lost his radar operator. Anzac is firing back with ship-to-ships. And shoots another ship. There we go, that's a good kill. You guys, land. Preferably on the side closest to the LCUs. The Anzac is alive, but that's about it. This thing has almost no hit points left. This one's never going to survive. So many missiles. Yeah, I just lost the Anzac. This is just a very, very difficult fight. I might be able to save a couple of these ships. Boom! There's another 60 points. Shit, that's a Komar. Survive, gentlemen. Oh, that was close. Yeah, we kill another 60 points. Hold. Although, actually, I don't really need to. I just need to save the ships, not the points. I have plenty of points. Those are fucking Komars. Ship. Down. Uh-oh, here come the aircraft. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this independence as well. That leaves me with just 2 ships. 2 command ships over here. This is not a good start. Scold. How about you make yourself useful, sir? Send some missiles that way. Humor me. You might hit something. Yeah, retreat. If I retreat, I can't retreat. There is no retreat. The Enterprise cannot retreat. It just doesn't do that. And that's sort of the problem over here. Weapons off. Move here. Chamseries. Cover the Independences. Oh shit. There goes another Chamsery. 297 points, or 2 command ships, whichever they happen to kill first. Looks like the Komars are coming out in force. This is going to be an interesting fight. Oh, they still had missiles. That was not really that much of an interesting fight. I was thinking that they might survive that. Alright, boys. Hold off on the weapons for now. Good kill, 60 points. The Krivak seems to be on fire, and the second one has taken some damage, although nothing too serious. Weapons on. Engage Krivak. That's a swarm of 6. Hold fire, hold fire. Yep, we got a kill. Next is Type 23. Cease fire. Shit! There goes another Chamsery. Come on. That's another Type 23. Fire again. Missiles out. I'm not even sure what I'm firing at, but I think it's a Komar. No, it's not a Komar. Wouldn't be able to hit Komars. Weapons free. At this point, I don't really care what you hit. Just hit. Kill. 2 kills. Lost is killed. 8 minutes to survival. Take out those Komars. I want you on that one. I want you on the left one. Please don't fire at my helos. They generally don't like that. Kill 1. Cease fire. Kill 2. That's 2 Komars less. Land. Okay. We're still in this fight, but not by much. The Tarantulas are good at defeating missiles. Alright, let's bring in all the aircraft. I said all the aircraft. Target 1, target 2, target 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they all get shot down, the missiles. Nope, kill, kill. And he's defenseless. Kill. That's 3 ships less to worry about. Holy shit, you're close. If you got missiles, get your ass airborne, because this tarantula is coming with a vengeance. Shit! Now time to abuse that whole mechanic of ships, or sorry, helos being able to fire missiles when they're on the ground. That did not hit. Get out of here. Both of you. I got nothing left. Do I have an LCU? I have one. Oh, hold on, what? Major defeat. Our forces got a major defeat because our destruction points are below 60%. What? Our forces got a major defeat because our destruction points are below 60% of the enemy's sustainable losses. I'm not really sure what happened, but I think that we survived. Because the Enterprise is alive and the 31st Auxiliary Brigade is not. Alright, so what do I have left? 2 ships, 1 Chamsery, 3 Skjolds, 3 Super Hornets, and 2 helicopters. Well, we're still here, but not by much. Chatter, chatter, chatter. Okay. They have 2 Krivaks and 6 Tarantulas. That's no cakewalk, but at least I can send in the Escort Flotilla 2. This should keep them company for a little bit. Okay, let's see what I have. I have the Special Aviation Battalion. Unity SEALs, and for carbines, Panzerfaust 3 IT, and the Jigsaw Waggy Band with the recoilless rifles. Transports, twin Hueys. I got the AH-1J with just a whole bunch of rocket pods. And an OH-6. I got the Slime Eagles. These things have CBU-97s. That's pretty hefty damage cluster bombs. And Mark 84s and AMRAAMs. This thing can do everything but gun run. Interesting. I have my K1s, KAFV-90s, and a bunch of transports. Now, this armor battalion, or sorry, armor regiment, normally is very powerful. Now, it's... I suppose you could say it's reduced to mediocrity, because 16 AP and 19 frontal armor is just not as good as it used to be. Because what they have coming in is worse. Type 59s? Huh. Looks like the enemy does not really have the latest. I mean, you don't want to come up against the Bachongsus with the RPG-28. But anything else than that, I can handle with the K1s. But they need to get to the front line first. That's kind of a problem. Alright, so you guys get on the move. What do we have here? It's the Hebune Commandos. I remember these from previous. They are really, really good units. They got the Hyungung missile, which is a fire and forget 2800 meter ATGM, doing 25 AP, and these guys carry 10 per squad. One problem, they only have 2 of these guys in this whole regiment. The rest of them is made up of Gongbyung and Socheongsu 85. KAV-25s can also be very handy. A couple of support units, K111s, K242s, and LCV-120s. Mortars. If I sent these guys up against a battle group, which is infantry heavy, I might survive, thanks to the mortars. Over here, well, I want to try and keep Sokcho as long as possible. The longer I can keep them out of Wonju, the more points I get. That's the plan. Over here, I have something which is very powerful. The K2 Pip. 2275 meter range is standard, but 23 AP, 24 frontal armor, and 10 rounds a minute rate of fire is most certainly not. They also come with the CICS Heavy, which is an APS, also known as an active protection system. It shoots down missiles. So if anything gets fired at this tank, it has 10 charges of negating an enemy missile. Over here we have a bunch of T-72s, T-72M. They're really not that much of a threat. Shilkas and Spogs, and A-51s. Now see, these can really hurt my tanks, but the rest of them cannot. I want to keep Chonchon. If the enemy pushes into Chonchon, they're going to be, stealing about 10 points per turn from me, so I don't want that. So we're going to immediately counterattack into North Korea. Ongoing preventive strike. That's one way to call it. I do have some assistance in the form of AA. Sochangsu Vanguard, KP SAMs, and BHOs. These things will have to shoot down the A-51s. If I can keep this sector open, I'll be in a much better position to call in more reinforcements. Seoul is about to get hit hard. We're going to be seeing a security regiment, which has Pachongsu, a ton of reservists, HGMs, SPAGs, and some BTRs. These guys have some really outdated equipment. More HGMs, 32 SU-100s. The 32nd Infantry Reg comes in with more Pachongsu, just in 2 different transports. Nothing too damaging. And Igla. I have Sochongsu 85. Haebyung Commandos, again, just 2 of them. Mortars, more and bigger mortars, and a bunch of ships. I'm actually considering doing another preventive or preemptive attack into Ongjin. It really depends on what sort of map it's going to be. I'm going to be starting over here, to Seoul. That means I get a reinforcement point, but no income. That means that this battle group will need cohesion. Yeah. The battle group doesn't have cohesion and its morale is terrible. I am not going to do a preemptive attack. Hold. I need cohesion. Time for the artillery company to start keeping them a little bit of, well, company. Next, we have a reconnaissance company. What sort of recon do these guys have? 2 elands. Oh, that's not a whole lot. You're going to Chuncheon. This is a risky play, but it might work. I also have the KF-5E Yegung Ho, which are napalm bombers. Aside from that, they are useless. They have a couple of short-range air-to-air missiles. They have 20% ECM. Napalm jets always come in handy if you're dealing with large swaths of infantry. Oh, and I also have an anti-tank company. A Leclerc Coufra. Interesting. This is a new type of tank. I already know it from my previous playthrough, but I wasn't aware that was in the anti-tank company over here. These things are tanks. They use the, let's say, the frame of the Leclerc, but they come with a grenade launcher, a 40mm cannon, which is also very, very lethal against helicopters, and they have another APS, so a CICS heavy that shoots down missiles. This could be very handy. The question is where? I think I'm going to have to defend this part as best I can, so I need my reinforcements here fast. I also have the special aviation. I can send them either in the direction of Wonju or Daejeon, but not much else, because I simply don't really have anywhere that they can reach. So I'm going to sort of keep these guys in reserve and see where they can pounce, depending on what sort of battle groups I encounter. These jets, unfortunately, cannot reach Seoul, but I can retask them and park them at the airport. Now, that leaves me with 20 points. The Enterprise is here, and they do provide me with tram intruders, which come with harpoons. I have 4 of these jets. They each fire 4 missiles at a range of 9.1. I'd say if the Enterprise needs anything at the moment, it is more anti-ship missiles. So the Night Riders might be my best bet. The Nighthawks are too expensive, the Bulldogs are too expensive, and the Rooks are Prowlers, which are, they're good jets, but they're really not that useful in the current capacity, because I'm not actively doing a lot of air sorties. And you don't really need seed if you're not running air sorties. I could also bring in the Escort Flotilla 4, which comes in from over here. Oh, I still have a battle group. These guys come in with Nimrods, 4 Anzac Destroyers, 8 Veers, Type 31s, and LCUs. No, I'm not going to call these in. Land Forces. Too expensive, too expensive. Artillery Company. all the way back here. Bunch of KM-110s. Not interested. Air Defense Company. 12, so that's a dozen K263s. Not that interested. Air Supply Company. Air Mobile FOBs, basically. Tempting. Alternatively, too expensive, Air Attack Helicopter Squad. KUH-1 Surion. 3.5 kilometer range anti-tank weaponry. Spike and loss. That's lethal. They're fast too at 300 kph. 4 AH-1Ts with TOW-2 missiles. And a couple of reconnaissance birds. The Prowlers might actually jam enemy radar. No, unfortunately they don't do that. That's not how this game works. I also have the Royal Korean Air Force. F-35A Byonggae. Mark 84 JDAMs do 20 HE. They come with a GAU-22 Alpha Equalizer. Oh, it's just a 2 HE gun. It's not really anything that does damage to tanks. The attack squadron is Peace Pheasants. Basically a large area carpet bomber. And these are too expensive. I'm definitely going to go with the Night Riders. Because I really want my tram intruders. These things are just critical for keeping the Enterprise alive. Now if I attack, it's just going to be the Enterprise and the Night Riders. So I'm going to not attack. Because if they attack on their turn, with this surviving surface ship division, then they're also going to go up against the escort flotilla number 2. So I'm going to forego this battle at the moment. These, what do they have here? Steraguschi, Nanushka, Muna. Not terribly lethal. Start sending these west, because I know that eventually I'm going to need these. Actually, yeah, you're going west. Now, just to double check, do I have anything that I need to R&R? I don't think so. Everything's on the offensive. Okay. End the turn. They're coming. Total offensive, armor, artillery, helicopters, planes. They're neglecting to mention that everything's outdated. So that's going to be fine. Blah, blah, blah. Here come the French. Okay. Who wants to go first? Because we're going to be seeing plenty of battles. Weijon. Kaesong. They moved in additional units. There were not this many units around when I looked at it previous. 98 units of infantry, among which the Bantank Fagot, which has 27 AP. That's very, very damaging if it gets anywhere near my tank. T-72Ms I can handle. A bunch of support units, not a problem. Su-100s and Suzong Pos, again not a problem. These are annoying, but with 1 HE I'm really not too concerned. And finally, A-51s. Those are a problem. Cluster bombs on top of your tanks? That's not healthy. Oh, and I'm in a shitty sector as well. They have everything and I have nothing. I have just Chun-Chon. See, normally I don't attack. Normally I let them come to me. But I wanted to be aggressive this time around. Let's go. This is going to be an interesting one. Because I have tanks. But I cannot really push out too far. Now I'm assuming that the AI is doing their usual suicidal behavior and spamming everything into Gulf. I don't really have anything that can keep my tanks going. If a tank is empty, it's done. I have 4 cargoes. I'm going to be taking some losses on this one. I have 32 rounds of ammunition with 10 rounds a minute rate of fire. So if these things do have multiple targets to shoot at, they're going to be empty in 3 minutes. Alright. This will make the battle either very short or extremely lethal to the enemy. A Pegasus over here. I know that I don't really want my CV too close, but I don't have a lot of options. 2 more K2 pips. I also have the Scorpion Vanguard, but they're not really fooling anybody. I can buy another tank eventually. If I can get Golf, that would help. Start. Oh, yep, they're here. We're going to strike first. We're also looking at helicopters on the left and multiple targets on the left. I need to get... Oh, jeez, I need to get 4,800 points? Wow. That's going to be a lot of work. Oh, they're also coming in from the left. Not just armor. Or not just helos, but armor as well. At what point do these guys become dangerous? They have... Well, right about now. Against my Pegasus. Ceasefire. I need you stealth. I cannot buy an additional tank. Now we're looking at something that resembles a crossfire a hell of a lot. Shit! Oh, there goes one tank. There goes another tank. They just took out 50% of my firepower. If not more. And my AA. Retreat is an option. But I would rather inflict as much damage, no you're not going to fire, as possible. That's a helo, that's just a bunch of rocket pods. Shoot the tanks. The tanks are by far my biggest problem. Get the command tank back here for the moment. I don't need the spawn zone anyway, I don't have enough points. Shit, the infantry's getting a little closer. Come on. If the AI is as suicidal as it always is, it hasn't offloaded its infantry yet. And with the damage that these guys do to enemy transports, they will immediately wipe out both the infantry and the transport in one shot. There you go, +9, +6, and this seems to happen repeatedly. The MD-500 over there is spotting the tank. The command tank at that. Okay. I think we've had the worst of it. Spread out the armor. If they come in with another A-51 strike, I want to make sure that my tanks don't all get massacred in one shot. Okay, so far so good. I wiped out already 1,600 points of tanks. This is a waste of good units. What do you mean? So far, I say I'm doing pretty well. The only thing I need is more income. This one's almost out of ammo. Buy new AA and logistics. No, not actually. I'm going to be buying a tank. I want a command tank in here.
Frequency's open.
You still have a lot of helicopters. Yeah, they do, but they're only HE helicopters. Yeah, run, bitch. I'm much more concerned with their capability of wiping out my tanks using stuff like airplanes. This isn't doing well. What are you talking about? Now, a cargo costs me 30 points. Can't afford that. Medium optics, I hope? Yeah, medium optics on the K2 pip. I have 9 rounds, 8 and 11. And I'm being detected, so there's some sort of recon unit bugging around. Oh, that would be it. This tank's concealed, this one's concealed, this one's not. Assumedly they have... Oh, hello, I want these things. Gimme, gimme, gimme. If the enemy's sending you supplies, then you might as well take them. Hello. They're probably trying to resupply those infantry guys. I need to kill the infantry and get the... Come on! Got him. Yep. Now you're mine. Now you're all mine. Thank you very much. Tank, get over here. Park behind a building. We're going to be clearing the town with a tank, which is the worst possible tactic. Run! Run, 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 run. Oh, boy. Ah, fuck. The one moment that everything's clustered. Ouch. That wiped out the command tank. Well, there goes that plan. I need you to move across the bridge, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit more weight in the way than when you first came through. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa! So these helos are annoying, but not very deadly, except to transports. Nice try, though. Let's get a Beho in here. I still have some ammo. Rude. Oh, that's particularly annoying. Oh, shit. Get going. They know where you are. They know where you are, and you're stuck on the bridge. Gearbox jammed. That tank's dead. That leaves me with 2 tanks and a command tank. An incoming T-72M, and I have 19 rounds of ammunition. Don't tell me I'm not building interesting content over here. What are you shooting at? Oh! Helos. Alright. Whack 'em. Fortunately, these things are extremely accurate at 75%. Oh. No, that was not a damaging hit. Kill. 13 rounds of ammunition remain. Ten rounds. Stop. We'll actually get in cover and then stop. I need you to wipe out the reconnaissance helicopter. If that thing is still here, then there is another airstrike incoming very soon. I have 7 rounds of ammo. There you go, that's your reconnaissance helo dead, and I can use this if I'm overwhelmed with infantry. 29, I need 1 more point and I can get some ammo. I'm not sure if I'm playing Wargame Red Dragon or Tower Defense. Shit, I have 3 tanks and I have 1 round of ammo. No fuel, no spare parts, just ammo, please. These guys are routing? Sure. 1 round. Make it count. Hit. No kill. Stop. Offload it. Fall back a little. I still have this tank, but if this thing starts firing, then I have a real problem. Kill. No, hit. Not a kill. Get the Beho out of here. He's too far away. He's not taking on ammo yet. This guy is... Oh, shit! You got 3 rounds. Kill the tanks first. We'll deal with the infantry when they get here. Yep, he's getting ammo. Load it. Shit! No! Oh, he got the command tank. Total defeat. This means that the battle group is routing, but is not dead. Before that happened, though, I definitely bloodied their noses a bit. A lot. I lost 1 AA gun, 3 tanks, 1 reconnaissance unit, and 2 command tanks. They lost 30 units of infantry, 5 support units, 20 tanks, 6 reconnaissance units, 4 Su-100s, wow, and 4 helicopters. And I bought myself another round of 10 points of income, which is more important at this point. Although I really need to get these guys support, or they're going to get overwhelmed and wiped out. Alright, that's going to be the first episode. For those of you watching the stream, we're going to be continuing with the next one very soon. For those of you watching the video, this is the end of the first episode, but don't worry, there's going to be plenty more. If you want to catch one live, then get on the stream soon, because I'm going to be streaming these things in rapid succession, or recording the streams. So if you're quick, then you might still make the next one. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you soon for more.